welcome back. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make this super easy pumpkin centerpiece. Also, will you look down in the description box and in the comments, and I'm going to have a link for you to my friend V's video where she does another awesome craft that I think you're really going to like. All right, y'all, let us get started. First off, what do I have here? This is a plastic punch bowl from Dollar Tree. I have two of these, okay? Now this one, and ta-da, I got this one over here. But what we're going to do is, I've already done this. Oh, there's something there. I have cleaned these with rubbing alcohol to make sure that there's no fingerprints or anything on here before we paint it. That's going to help your paint to adhere a little bit better. Now, I have this chalk paint from Waverly. I got this at, I was getting ready to say Dollar Tree. I most surely did not get this at Dollar Tree. I got this at Walmart. And I've had this one for quite a while, so I'm going to see if it's actually still usable, which is why I grabbed another. Oh, okay. It is still usable. It's very usable. I just got it all over me. But anyway, what we're going to do with my paint brush here is I'm just going to dump this, if I can, come out. I'm just going to dump this on here, and we're going to paint the entire thing. Now, this might take 2 coats. I don't know. You know, it's kind of difficult to say with chalk paint. Oop, there's a hair that just came out of my brush. Chalk paint is very opaque, and it does a really good job of covering items with just 1 coat. But when you have something like this, and it's sort of, you know, slick, like this slick plastic here, sometimes the paint will streak like it's doing right there, and you may need 2 coats. So just keep that in mind. 2 thin coats are better than 1 thick coat. So I'm just going to spread this down, and don't worry about covering up the designs carved into the bowl. We're going to be using something here in a little bit to buff over it and really bring those designs out, okay? So let me finish painting both of these, and once I'm happy with the paint coverage, we'll come back and continue. All right, y'all, my lighting is terrible. I'm working on that. I'm working on my lighting. One of my lighting rigs broke. So anyway, what I have here now, this is the antiquing wax right here. Antique wax from Waverly. Now, do you have to have this type of wax on this? No, you do not. You can use brown acrylic paint if you want to, and the method will be the same. This is just what I have on hand, okay? So what I'm going to do is just, and I don't even have to do it on the top here because you're not going to see it, but for the purpose of the video, I'm doing it so that you can see better than, you know, me trying to do it on the side. So you're just going to paint that on, and I'm just kind of tapping it in with my brush to make sure that I get it down in the little nooks and crannies, okay? And I'm just going to let that sit there just for a few seconds to sort of take hold, and then you can take a soft cloth. I have a raggedy washcloth over here. You can use a paper towel. To me, paper towels are just a little bit messier when doing this, so this is why I'm just going to use a washcloth, and after that has sat there just for a few seconds, I'm just going to very lightly wipe it away. And it gives it like this nice rustic looking finish. As you can see, it kind of like dulls down the brightness of the paint, and then it also kind of sticks down, like I said, in all the little nooks and crannies. And the longer you leave it on there to dry, then of course the darker the result will be. Now I want to show you what that would be like, hold on, with the paper towel. You can see with the washcloth, the little nubbies and fuzzies of the washcloth get down in there and kind of scrape it out. But if you use something like a paper towel, which I have right here, then kind of just wipe it away. It leaves a little bit more of the darkness on there. So where are the rest of my paper towels? I don't rightly know. I probably took it in the kitchen. But you see how the paper towel doesn't really get down in there like the washcloth does, and scrapes it back out. But anyway, if you use this antiquing wax, this is how you would do it. If you use acrylic paint, it would be the same. You just need to not let it set as long. You need to hurry up and wipe it off so that it doesn't dry and ruin the paint underneath. Okay, so I'm going to work on this. I'm going to do this on both halves. Okay, friends, so the paint has dried on here. Now listen, I'm not going to glue the two together just yet because that's going to rise it up and it's going to make it very hard to see on camera here because my camera doohickey will only go up so high, and it'll make it really hard to see. So we'll glue it together later, all right? Now, what am I going to use for the stem? This is just a little wooden piece that I had gotten, oh gosh, that I had gotten at Hobby Lobby. I have some smaller ones, but they just didn't look right. But this is just like a piece of wood that came from Hobby Lobby, and I had painted it and used it in a previous video. If you want to see that video, I'm going to link to it down below in the comments and in the description box. It was part of a Christmas video. But as you can see, I just kind of accented it with some of this glitter paint here. And then I had painted the top because, like I said, it was part of another craft. But what we're going to do right now is we're going to see if our hot glue gun is hot enough. And we're going to just hot glue this to the top. Come on! We're just going to hot glue this to the top. You're probably thinking, well, that's going to be a large stem. It's not going to look right. Well, once we get the flowers and the bow on and everything, it'll be okay. Because then, you know, it's going to be poofy and it's going to cover most of this anyway. So we're just going to put some hot glue on here. And we're going to glue this down. And I'm going to hold this in place. Please be careful because my glue gun gets very, very hot. And as you can see, these bowls from Dollar Tree are sort of thin. A low temp glue gun would be ideal, but I don't have any low temp glue sticks handy. So I'm using this. So we're going to let that glue set up. I'm going to get some florals. I have some over here somewhere. Some florals and some ribbon. Okay, I think that has set up. So now what I have these two picks that came from Hobby Lobby. These are not the ones that I wanted to use for this, but you know what it is, what it is. They were $3.99. Of course, they were on sale. I don't buy anything. If I can help it, I don't buy anything full price. So we're just going to rip this off. And I don't even think that I'm going to cut this down. I think we can use that to our advantage. Let's see. I'm just going to kind of bend this a little bit to kind of bend it around the stem here. All right. Just bend it a little bit more. And I think that will work. Yeah, I think that'll be just fine. Let's bend this pine cone up a little bit. Try to get it to lay just a little bit flatter. Okay, that'll work. And I'm going to put some glue here and glue this down. And then we're going to do that with the other one as well. Glue here. It's going to be harder with the other one. Ah! I just stuck my finger in it. Did you see that? No, you didn't see that. Carry on! You didn't see anything. So now we're going to try to bend this one around. And because, see, this is raised up a little bit, I can take this and just slide it right under there. Yeah, that'll work. Just slide it right under there. We need to curve that a little. Whoa, Nelly. Curve that just a little bit more. And then we're going to glue this one down on the other side like that. All right, so I've got this glued down, and I did take off the pine cones because I don't know, it was messing with, I just thought it would mess with the bow. And you know, all of this is wired, so we can spread this around. Hold on. Spread this around however you like. I'm going to wait probably until I get the bow put on before I really start messing with it. But anyway, I have this ribbon, this raggedy spool of ribbon that I found in my closet. It's 2.5 inch wired ribbon, and we're going to make an easy no-tie bow. Y'all have seen me make this bow so many times. But you're going to take your ribbon here, and you're going to measure about how wide you want your bow. Now remember, it is going to get a little bit more narrow when you fluff the bow out, so please keep that in mind. And also, you're going to be overlapping the ends just a little bit when you glue it together. And you'll see what I'm talking about here in a second. So I'm going to go ahead and measure. I think that's about how wide I want it. So now we're just going to bend the ribbon at that width. Okay, so let's back this up. And then we're going to cut this. Instead of linking you to the video for this particular type of bow, I'm just going to go ahead and make one because it's super easy. I'm going to cut another piece for the other loop of the bow. And then you also want to cut a piece. If you want a tail on your bow, then cut a tail. And then we'll cut another piece for the tail. So that's 3 pieces total, okay? Whoopsie! For the bow. And then you're just going to cut a smaller piece that we're going to use for the center. That's way too much, Amber. It's okay. I'm always too much. All right. So now we're going to fold this. And you see how we're going to take this end here. And you're just going to fold it over and overlap it just a little bit. And now I'm going to take some glue. Oops, that's a blob. And just glue it down like that. Hold it in place, and then I'm going to glue the other loop down as well. All right, so while the glue is setting up on my loops over here, this is the part that I'm going to use for the center. And we're just going to fold it over, 1, 2, and that's going to be for the middle of the bow. So I'm just going to go ahead and glue the ends down like that. Whoopsie! It's coming out. All right, so glue this other end down and then hold that in place. So now I have a piece of floral wire here. Oh, Lordy, I got glue on me. This piece of floral wire, and I'm just going to bend it in half, and we're going to lay this right here. Now, these are the 2 loops that we glued together. The part that we glued, the seam, towards the back. Now, we're going to take this, bend it in half, and then bend that half back, okay? See how that looks like a little bow tie? And we're going to do it for the same way on this piece of, oh, Lord, Amber. The same way on this piece here. Hey, I said it. All right. Just kind of try to get it in the center. And then you're going to take your wire here and you're just going to wrap that around the center to hold it in place. So this piece that we're going to use for the tail, let's see about how long. Okay. I'm going to cut just a little bit of that off because that tail is a little too long for my pumpkin here. Just going to cut, and then we're going to dovetail the ends here. Okay. So now let's try to find the center right here. And I'm just going to scrunch that down a little bit. And then I'm going to put that on the bow there. And then I'm just going to tighten this wire down once again, and it's going to hold it in place so that we can glue on our center. So this is what our bow looks like at the moment. Now we're just going to take our center here, flip it over to the back, and let's put a blob of glue, right here. We're going to glue this end down, hold that in place, and then you're just going to wrap the center around like this, and then glue it down on the back, and then use your scissors and trim away any excess. So I believe this glue has set up, and now all we're going to do is just glue our bow down right here. I think that will look good right there. So let me go ahead and try to like poof these up a little bit however I want it, just in case I get glue on it and I can't move them later. We're going to do it now. So I think that looks okay. Yeah, that looks all right. Uh-oh. Let me try. You see that? Why are you here, sir? I don't know. And then trim that away. Okay. Now I'm just going to put a big old blob of glue. Hello. I said I was. A big old blob of glue right here and glue the bow down. God fucking damn it. All right. I'll hold this down. I think that is pretty well centered with all of the florals that we have in the background. So I'm just going to hold this in place, and then we're going to glue the 2 halves together, and you're going to be done. So I believe that glue has stuck down now. So I'm going to move this somewhere. Oh, goodness. And now let's get our other bowl here, and I'll put the top half over there. Now, how are we going to glue this together? Listen to me. I highly suggest backing this up with some E6000. All right, so this is the all-weather adhesive multi-surface low odor E6000. So many people say, I don't want to use E6000 because it stinks. This is the low odor kind. All right, I also dropped the bowl a while ago because I tripped over my Corgi Hamilton and about killed myself. And then I dropped the bowl and I cracked it. So I taped it back together. But anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to take this E6000 and we're going to so gently place it just here, there, and everywhere. That is going to give us some long-term hold, okay? And then we're going to go back with some of the hot glue, and we're going to put hot glue on there as well. Why? The hot glue is going to give us short-term hold. The E6000, once it sets up, is going to give us long-term hold. So just dot this right here. There is a gnat in here. Y'all know that flies and gnats in this area are the bane of my existence. And there's another one in here. All right, so now I'm just going to put a few drops of hot glue around the edge as well. And this is what I wanted to do the top of the project. In the beginning, let's see which side I want to be the front. I think this one. Because now, as you can see, it's going to be very difficult for me to show you. But I'm trying to just so very carefully set the two bowls together. And then I'm going to very quickly go around the edge and wipe off any excess glue and get it all over me. And wipe it wipe it with a paper towel. See this, and just going around. Let's see, can I scoot it back? Can y'all see? Probably not. So that's why I waited to glue them together, because I wanted to show you how to do the top first. But anyway, let me wipe off all this extra glue, and that will be that. You've seen it at the beginning of the video, but if you would just stick around for a second or two more, and I'm going to have a good photo for you at the end as well so that you can see it again. Anyway, if you would, please give this video a thumbs up. Click subscribe. Check me out on other forms of social media, links to all of which will be in the description box down below. And I'll see y'all next time. Bye.